Jumbo fellow adventurers, reprogramming trauma. Thanks for the great question. Post your questions below, Facebook, Instagram. I'm doing a simulcast, and I'll get to your question in the near future. But reprogramming trauma. I need to preface what I share in this short session with the fact that I'm a recovering certified public accountant. I am not a therapist, and by all means, what I'm sharing with you is not to be a substitute for what a therapist will share with you, which is undoubtedly a great deal more than I have to offer. Yet, I'm human. I've had trauma, probably on a scale of 1 to 10, not nearly as traumatic as what some of you have actually endured and have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. What I have found in my case and in those of loved ones is that the notion of trying to eliminate trauma and trying to remove it from your thinking is one that will very likely never come to pass. You're going to have that in the back of your mind for the rest of this adventure. But what I have found and seen worked in other people is that you can still do all you can with what you've got from where you are to live as full a life as possible, to the degree that eventually that trauma gets relegated to a distant recess in your mind and is no longer front and center. To help you with this, I want to share with you what I believe is the true curse of trauma, the true curse of trauma. And it's not what you think it is. Those who have experienced something truly awful in their life, whether it was a battle zone or a childhood violation, as their life progresses, they have a sense of vulnerability. They have a sense of self-loathing. They have a sense of guilt. They have a sense of not knowing where they fit in. And the curse is, they think it pertains and it stems from the earlier violation, trauma, or whatever it was, blinding them to the fact that those who have led relatively trauma-free lives go through bouts of depression, bouts of self-loathing, bouts of insecurities, and bouts of feeling vulnerable. Yet, because you don't know what it's like on the other side of the equation for somebody who's trauma-less, you think these creepy feelings that gnaw away at you stem from your trauma. And what I want to share with you is that it's part and parcel of the human adventure to feel these unpleasant emotions of self-doubt, uncertainty, vulnerability, depression, etc. I mean, everybody goes through that. Yet, you think, very likely, that you are in this special class of people, and I'm not diminishing your trauma by any means. What you have gone through is more than what I have ever gone through. Many of you. I know that that's the case. That I'm not taking away from. But if you attribute every negative feeling that you have to the trauma, you're going to feel that you're far more unreachable, beyond redemption, permanently cursed because of the trauma. And it's like, no, look, truly, I have felt all of those awful things. Everyone feels all of those awful things. And yet they deal with it, they move on. You are cursed with having the memory of the trauma, and you think, well, I can't deal with it. It won't go away. It can be relegated to a distant recess of your mind by living as full a life as possible where you now are. You know, if you're asking this question, how to reprogram trauma, that you're asking it for the best of your life, for the rest of your life. And I suggest to the degree possible, you focus there and not try to untangle this nasty, difficult, painful episode of your life. It will drift away. It will pale in comparison to the beauty and the power that will emerge from you as you face life, game on, do what you can with what you've got. You're pushed on to greatness. You're inclined to succeed. I'd even go so far as to say, if you've heard my other tune-ups, you know that this is the case, that whatever happened to you was part of the choice of this lifetime. It was not destined, but you saw a probability and there were reasons for it. There was purpose, there was perfection, and there is, in spite of appearances, love. Just take that with you. Live as full a life as possible. It will be relegated to a distant recess in your mind. It'll always be there, but you are so much more than whatever has happened to you, and you have so much to look forward to. Okay, lots of love, everybody. My assistant is here, and I gotta go.
Daddy, I saw the UPS guy.
Okay. Peace and love, everybody.